Hey everybody, this is Ryan, and I am really excited. I'm really pumped to be showing you guys a game that you might not have heard of before. This game's called Krea, and it's kind of a mix between like Starbound, Minecraft, and Terraria. It's kind of a combination of all those. Now, I gotta say, this game is in beta, so everything you are seeing is in beta. It's very early along. Don't judge it too harshly by what you're seeing here. It's more of a what this game can offer, the promise that this game has. The thing I'm most excited for is player progression. And the way it works is you progress in the skills that you spend the most time on. So if you want to increase your melee, you use your sword. You want to increase in magic, you use magic. And there's even two different types of magic. There's a destruction magic and divine magic. Destruction's like your fire and ice kind of stuff, and divine is like healing, protection, shell. It's like white magic basically. And when you put time into these different groups, you level up and you get skill points that you can put in to different skill trees. And for stuff like magic, it's going to increase how effective the spells are. For melee, you know, how effective a warrior you are. It has special skills. If you're a warrior, it increases you know, how effective your hits are, your critical damage. There's some special skills you can use. But also it has crafting and digging. You actually level up in both of these. So the skills you unlock in digging, it's like how fast you dig, how far your pick can reach, how strong your pick is. And crafting, it does things like you get better enchantments, you unlock higher tiers, you have the chance to have leftover materials. And that's just some of the skills you can unlock. I love having progression in any game, so you can see yourself getting stronger. You have a reason to go out and grind mobs, and you actually need to work to be able to fight bosses. So pretty cool system. I'm very excited about this progression. So in all games like this, crafting is always a big deal. And in this game, crafting's a little bit harder than you're used to. The way it works is first you need to find an item that you just, you get wood, or you kill an enemy and he drops a slime ball or whatever. And then you need to take that item to a research desk. Now, to make your research desk, the hardest item you're going to need is a feather, and you actually get a feather from trees. So just keep cutting down trees until you find the item. So once you have your research desk and the item, you research the item. And what happens is every time you research it, you unlock one recipe that item is used in. So for something like copper ore, well, copper ore is only used in one recipe, so you only have to do it one time. You make copper bars. Once you research copper ore, now you can make a copper bar, but now you have to research copper bars. And copper bars are used in many recipes. So you might need 4 or 5 copper bars just to find out what all you can make with copper bars. And you know how I mentioned crafting and the leveling up system that goes with that? Well, one of the skills is actually unlocking higher tiers of crafting. So it's very possible that you won't even be able to fully research an item if you haven't put enough points in to your crafting level. So once you've researched an item, it's going to show up on your recipe list. But if you haven't researched all the items you need to make a particular item, those mystery items are going to show up as a question mark. So you need to keep searching, keep finding new things to be able to craft things. Like I said, crafting's a little bit of work in this game, a lot more than other games. Exploration is pretty standard. Your world is round. You can walk all the way around it. You'll find ore and diamonds, and if you're lucky, you'll find a chest or two. There are gold chests and silver chests. The keys to these are actually dropped by random monsters, and they usually have pretty good loot inside, so it's definitely worth remembering where they are if you don't have any keys at the time. A good way to get a lot of keys is to search lava pits. As long as you're healed up, you can dive into the lava, get the item, jump out, and then you can just heal yourself back up, and then you get points into a divine magic as well. And of course, you can build a house where you're going to keep all your items and your crafting tools. They do currently have one boss fight, but they are adding more. And the last thing I want to talk about are NPCs. Now right now, there's only 4, and you have to craft them. It's kind of a unique system, but to do it, you need something called a Remnicore. Now I had a really hard time finding these. This was actually the first one that I was able to find. I found it out of a gold chest. Now it's my understanding that when you kill the first boss, it kind of makes it easier to get Remnicores. But like I said, this was the only one I was able to find. So for the purposes of this video, I went into the editing and gave myself a few extra cores so I could show off all the NPCs. Now to get these, you actually craft them. And it's a pretty simple recipe except for the Remnicore, like I mentioned earlier. But once you have everything, you create this outfit, and then you create a mannequin and you place the outfit on the mannequin, and this unlocks the NPC. Now if you want, you can move the mannequin and the outfit to somewhere else if you don't like where you placed them, so that's not like that's permanent or anything. But they have a healer, a scavenger, a researcher, and a merchant. The merchant is pretty explanatory. You buy things from her, she has specials, and you can sell things to her. Healer heals you, no big surprise there. Now the scavenger is a little bit different. Basically the scavenger picks up things that you drop, that you leave on the ground. He goes around and picks them up and then he sells them back to you. Sounds like kind of a crappy deal if you ask me. But it's definitely unique. I haven't seen a class like that before, so if you drop something and you want it back later, you dropped it on accident, you at least have a chance to get it back. And the one that I think is probably the coolest is the Researcher. Now you're going to find these scrolls in chests. 3 more showed up in my inventory as I was creating these NPCs, so I guess you get some free ones. But you actually pay the Researcher to kind of decipher these scrolls, and then that opens things up in your crafting menu. So that's a pretty cool way to randomly unlock, you know, cool items, higher stuff. Yeah, that take more than just, oh, I found this piece of string and I researched it. And they do have more NPCs planned. They have like a cartographer and a nun. So just like with all the features, they're still adding stuff, and it's a pretty cool, unique system. So this game has a lot of potential. Some really cool mechanics that they're doing that other people aren't, mainly the progression system, and I think it has a lot of promise. So I'm really excited to see what they do with it in the future. And you can buy it now in its beta form down below. The beta form is cheaper than when it's actually released, like a lot of games do. There's a link in the description. You can go check out their website. And like I said, I really look forward to following this game. And that's going to do it for this video. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. And until next time, see you guys.